guys if who wants to help lead it and invite to it. And Pablo, you said you were up for it, right?
He doesn't recall.
Pablo's like, I suddenly forgot where the unmute button is.
Right.
Actually, I had you minimize because I was trying to do something else. So I had to reopen everything. But yeah, I remember that.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously we all can invite to it. You know, just, I don't know how many of you did it in the past with the other one that we did. But go ahead, Greg, you want to say something?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll just say that the last one, the one that we did together as a team, there was a few coaches that invited to it, and I think it seemed successful to me. I know I had a coach sign up from it, and I just invited a couple people at the last minute. But I'll tell you that this past week, I did 3 coach launch events for my new coaches, and Jessica was one of them. Mm-hmm. And Jessica had, I don't know, 5, 6 people probably on the call, right?
Yes.
And you just told me today that you have 6 coaches that want to sign up, right?
Yeah,
5 or 6.
Yeah, I've been talking to them over the last couple days. Wait, am I unmuted?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
But yeah, just a few that are just wanting to sign up for the discount because that was one of my pointers that they wanted. And then I have one that for sure wants to be an active coach. She was supposed to sign up today, but her husband's military and there was some kind of issue with his paycheck or something. And then so as soon as that's straightened out, she'll do that. And then my husband will be under me. So that's, yeah, it was five coaches altogether.
Awesome. So Diamond is quickly going to be approaching for you. That is amazing. So,
I hope so.
yeah, if you keep doing it, you know.
I'm really putting a lot of effort towards it. I don't know if that's noticeable or not.
Yes, and I love your stories. You're going live and you're sharing your before and afters and all that stuff is amazing. That's what you got to do. I mean, kicking off with that launch event and then, you know, posting your stories and inviting to a challenge group, that gives you that momentum that you need to get going. And I was also telling Jessica today that, you know, it doesn't just stop there. It's like she did her first one. And now she has one coach at least that wants to be a working coach, right? And the other, I also said, you know, don't discount the other 4, right? I mean, because all of my coaches, Brian included, you know, they told me they wanted to be a discount coach when they signed up. Me too. I told my coach I wanted to be a discount coach, you know, but I didn't treat him any differently. I still gave him the starting right coach call. I still walked him through the coach online office and added him to our engaged coach group. I still invited him to our new coach trainings, and obviously he took off, you know, and so did many other of my diamonds that took off the same way. Now, 95% are not going to do that, but if I had just discounted that 5% as up, they said they want to be discount, I'm just going to, you know, not add them to the group and not treat them like any other coach, they would have never taken off, you know?
Yeah, and it was because of that I started getting interested in the business side of it and started working it because of being added to all those different coach groups. And working with you even more piqued my interest. A lot of my questions got answered, questions I didn't even know I had because I wasn't interested in doing it. And I, you know, gave it a shot. So Greg's right. Even if you have someone that says, I just want to do it for the discount, you know, still add them to Engage Network. If you have your own private or personal coach group, add them to that. Add them to Beachbody Champions, which is an awesome one. I think a lot of people forget to add coaches to that group, which, you know, they have, you know, different speakers and just just amazing. So because you never know, a person could be a discount coach for, a day, a week, a couple months, and then want to decide to do it. So it's always important to do that.
And also, I was saying to Jessica about her working coach. I said, let's do a launch event for her, right? Because it's not just a one and done, right? It's like we want to keep this going. So me and Jessica together will do the launch event for her coach, and then when her coach gets some working coaches, we'll do it for those coaches, right? And that's how this works, right? So you just gotta get that in your mindset that we're all working together with our downline. And I think, way too often, I know me personally, Brian, you probably did this too. It's like we work with our personally sponsored coach, and then we leave it up to our personally sponsored coach to work with their coaches. And that's not the most efficient way to do things, right? We got to change our mindset, and we got to start helping all the way down. It's like I looked, Jessa, when I was doing her Getting Started Right call, I was showing her the graphical genealogy and where she was in my genealogies, and she's like 78 levels down from me, so I'm like, there are 78 coaches above you that are going to be helping you build this business, so,
Wow.
So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Definitely makes me feel like I'm not alone in this, so.
Never alone in it.
Yeah, because I was feeling a little overwhelmed today. I'm going to be a little honest. Like, gosh, I don't, a lot of people say, yeah, I want to do it. And then they're like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. And I was just feeling kind of discouraged, or maybe I'm taking it personally. Maybe I'm said something that scared them away, or I don't know. It was just a feeling of, I felt like I can't get somebody to be under me. Maybe I just need to give it some time. I don't know. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's normal. I mean, we all feel that way sometimes, right? We have people tell us no. We have coaches quit. We have challengers quit. But the key is you can't let yourself get discouraged. I mean, I've had 5 diamonds quit. Basically, 5 diamonds, right? People who have been, I have one, maybe not, just quit Beachbody, but they quit working the business, right? And I mean, I have a diamond. I won't say any names, but he was making 6 figures, and he basically said that he wanted to stop working the business. So he still collects a paycheck, right? That's the great thing about passive income. Still collects a paycheck. It's not a 6-figure paycheck anymore. It's going down. But my point is we all get discouraged. We all have crises that come up in our lives, and you just have to expect that. But you got to keep going. You can't give up on your dream. You can't let it affect you. You can't say I'm going to quit, or I'm going to take a step back, because those that keep going are the ones that are really going to be successful in this, right? Long term.
And it really is planting seeds. A lot of the people, me making Diamond, it was people that I literally talked to a year ago when I first started, who I just knew was going to jump on board. And then a year later, they all decided, okay, now I want to. So even the ones that say, no, you're planting seeds, and you just never know when they'll sprout.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I did the same thing. Greg approached me like 8 or 10 months ago, and I was like, I did it. And then I was like, nope, I changed my mind immediately, probably 2 weeks into it. And I was like, no, I don't want to do it. And I just kept on watching. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it. It was 10 months later.
And that's what's happening for those other people. It's not, they're ready, they will, and you're just planting seeds. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of it is belief, right? It's like Brian, you could talk about belief. It's like, I mean, how many times did I ask you to be a coach, and like you told you what was possible as a coach, but you didn't believe me in the beginning, right?
I didn't believe myself. I didn't believe that I could do it. And a lot of the stuff that you're going through, Jessica, I went through as well. Still go through, taking it personally, not knowing if I'm presenting it properly, or if I said it the wrong way. There's just so many questions that you can ask. But I have the belief in myself that, that the success that I am seeing, that I am doing something right. So it's tough not to take rejection personally. And when people do, not necessarily like rejection, like, no, but they say, I'll do it this Friday. So this, and then Friday comes and goes and they don't do anything. So you message them. And you're like, well, are you still interested? I don't know. I've been thinking. And then you're like, oh, what? What did I say? Did I say something wrong? It's like, that's going to happen all the time. But like Samara just said too, it's those people, if you're constantly planting those seeds, if you're constantly utilizing the compound effect, if you have that belief, if you're just constantly working at it, you're going to see that payoff come, because those people, many of them will come back around. I still, like Samara, I still have people that I've spoken to like a year ago, or even longer. And then, I still have their contact information. I still have them in my contact list. I still send them emails. And then out of the blue, I'll send a newsletter out to everybody, especially when like a new program comes out or something exciting is going on or a new group is opening up. And boom, they contact me and say, okay, you know what? You're probably getting sick of hearing this, Brian, but, I'm finally in. I want this challenge pack. What do I do? So as you just keep going, and that will happen.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my new coaches, Brief from the UK, I probably worked on her. Yeah, I mean, where she was telling me, yes, I'm going to do it, and then she didn't, and ghosted me, and then I talk to her again, and then she'd say, yeah, I still want to do it, and she'd give me an excuse, and probably like 3-4 months, and finally she did it last month. And same goes with my new coach Mike, who I signed up 3 or 4 months probably. He was telling me he was going to do it, never did it, and now me following up with him every single month. And eventually I just stopped following up with him, but I did invite him to our coach launch. So I said, hey, Mike, I know you have thought about coaching in the past. Would you be interested coming to our event at 8:30 on Tuesday? And he said, sure, he'd show up. And, he was the one asking all the questions and signed up. So you never know, you never give up on people, right? And keep inviting people.
And then the opposite sometimes happens. Like it's somebody, you meet them on the first day, you send them a message, and they sign up as a coach that night, like Pablo did.
Mm-hmm.
I met Pablo. It was like literally, like joined my group and said, I want to be a coach. What do I do?
Yep.
So the more people you meet, the more people you're inviting, the more people you're sending that message out to, you're sharing with, you're going to get people like that you're planting seeds and you're waiting on, then you're going to get people that are just going to jump right in.
Yep. Yeah. I met John V on the call here, right? On Instagram. And I mean, John, tell your story. How much weight did you lose?
Roughly about 110 pounds when I was all said and done through P90X.
Woo!
Awesome. And I think you brought up the coaching to me, right? Didn't you tell me you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, because I was a coach back in 2015, give or take. Made every excuse you could really think of. Took a little break, but back to rocket this time.
Right. So, I mean, I found him on Instagram. I started a conversation. I think we were talking about his weight loss and P90X. I didn't even get a chance to invite him to my group yet. And he told me he wanted to be a coach again. So I'm like, great. Didn't have a coach, didn't have an active coach anymore, and wanted to sign up and join our team. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's amazing. That doesn't happen very often. I'll tell you that, but glad you're on board with this, John. And And hopefully you'll take advantage of this launch event too, right? That we're going to do together. So the key is you got to step out of your comfort zone, right, guys? I mean, the last team one that we did, like 2 or 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, I think, yeah. Or 2 weeks ago.
Right? A lot of you said you were going to invite 100 people, but how many of you actually did invite 100 people? Okay. No one.
How
I got
about
80.
80?
I sent about 80.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome, Pablo.
Yeah.
Armando, did you send?
Yes. And I actually reached out to the people, like Samara said, in the past, because I see them all the time, and they always like, oh, you look good. I wish I could do, what you could do. And, I just keep on every month or so, reach out to them, and it's a no. So what irritates me is you send messages through Messenger, you see when they see it, but there's no reply. So it's just like,
They're ghosting you, yeah.
and they say, yeah, I'm gonna show up. So I follow up with them before the call started, and I can't make it. Something came up. I'm like always. But
Well, thank you for inviting them. I mean, that's good. I mean, maybe if you could follow up with the ones that generally seem interested, and send them an invite to our next one, and then pick another 100. People on Instagram or Facebook that you didn't invite the first time.
I'll keep harassing them until they tell me, or they unfollow me. Whatever, it's fine.
Well, Amanda Dewey, who was talking at our Super Saturday, she said she invites them right up until they give her the hard no. If they leave any little bit of an opening, she continues inviting them.
Yeah.
Till they unfriend you or block you.
Yeah.
Just keep
She says
going.
until she gets that hard no. Absolutely not. I ain't doing it. Forget it. But if they say, no, I don't want to do it. Not now. Not right now. Then she says they gave her that little bit of opening. So.
That's true. That's true. That's not a no, right? That's just a not now. That's what that means.
Right.
I thought it was interesting, Greg. You said you sent invitations to 300 people, and you had 4 people on the call, right?
Yes.
So I thought that was interesting. Like out of 300, so that we have to invite like a whole heck of a lot of people.
Right.
I really noticed that. I was like, wow, 300, and most of everybody there was from you.
Yeah, I sent each one a personal email, and that's how I did it. So I just thought, that conforms to the ratio. So if we invite 100, one is good. That's kind of the ratios of volume to. Right, and it depends, right? If you're talking to them personally, or on the phone or in chat, you're going to have a much higher percentage, right? Especially, email is probably not the best way to invite them. Because a lot of people don't get the email and don't read it, and it's easier for them to say no to it as well.
I think also a lot of it is you're constantly talking to people, you're constantly inviting, you're constantly adding people to your group, your challenge groups, and you guys can see it, all the coaches that Greg signs up, many of the people are coming from there. So when you're doing something like this, where you're sending out almost like a cold invite, where you're sending out to 300 people that may not be in your challenge group, people that, that are still in your contact list, looking for that. But for many of you guys, if you do have challenge groups, maybe they're a little bit smaller groups, those are the people that you can get to invite to this coach call, are your warm market people. Like Greg, those 300 people, that's all cold market, right?
Yeah, or challenge group. There are people I invited to my challenge groups, you know. Not all of them attended or joined, but
Right. I think that's probably what's causing that number there a little bit different, you know. But I don't know if you know, if all of you guys, you know, your current customers that aren't coaches yet, invite them to the coach launch next week.
yeah, so when do we want to do it? Tuesday at 8:30 again?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And I think we can do it and with the way we did it last time with Samara. But Pablo will take the intro and
Yeah.
work like that.
Works for me.
It'll be in Spanish, but
Oh, por supuesto.
It can be in
No depende de
Spanish.
otra forma.
You
yeah.
can do some of it in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I will have to do that full thing in Spanish, but that will be eventually.
Yeah, right.
You want to share a little bit about what you're doing now with your social group?
Oh, what I did. So yesterday I created a social learning group. This is in Spanish. This is in Spanish this time around. Basically, I've created a sneak peek to the Shift Shop so that people can get information for the program, try out the free workout, and get information on how to get the program through me with all the packages, the descriptions, what each package includes, and stuff like that. All using the promotion material from the Coach Online office.
Mm-hmm.
So I opened that yesterday. Yesterday, like at 10 p.m., because by the time I finished putting everything together and uploading everything, it was like almost bedtime already. So created that yesterday, working with that. Woke up this morning and I already had the first person requesting to join the sneak peek, and I haven't really promoted it yet because, like I said, it was at 10 p.m. and at that time I just finished it. Put it as a closed group so that they have to request to access the information, and they have to answer 3 questions for me to let them in.
Mm-hmm.
One of them being, are you a Beachbody coach or do you work for Beachbody? Of course. And this morning I already had people requesting to get in. So
Awesome.
we'll see how that works out.
And how are you promoting the group?
Well, I didn't get to promote it yet. That's the thing.
Huh.
And I've shared the group to my like page and to my personal page.
Okay.
The people that have requested to join are from my like page.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I have I forget, like 6,000 people in my like page, something like that. Or is it 56? I don't even remember. It's like, I don't remember anymore.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
You got a lot of potential there with all of those people that have
You
liked
could
it.
add the link to your link tree on Instagram, right?
One thing I did, which is what prompted me to do this actually. When I thought about it, I was doing the live video for something else. And it just occurred to me, and I just blurted it out and said, this is coming later today, way later today. So, and I blurted it out. So I just, okay, it was on an Instagram video, so I had to do it. So last night I got to finish it. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm thinking about doing, is adding it to my link tree so that it's there also, and then making another live video on Instagram saying the group is open, the link is in the bio, go check it out. Something like that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And doing a story on it and highlighting the story so it's right there on your profile.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any luck searching hashtags that may lead to people in Puerto Rico or that type of thing?
Not really. I check a lot of when I find someone from Puerto Rico on Instagram, I start checking all their posts. Hardly anyone uses hashtags.
Okay.
It's like these people don't know how to use Instagram.
Mhm.
The ones that do are businesses, and it's like, well, I don't need a bar to come.
Right.
So,
Well, you know what else you can do is like, can't you search location on Instagram? I know you can tag location, right? And
yes, you can. You can do both, and I do tag location on every single one of my Instagram stories and every one of my posts.
Okay.
Sometimes I hide it behind something else, but I tag location every time.
And then you can see other people that are doing the same thing, right? If they do.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the other thing that you could potentially do, not that you have to limit yourself to Puerto Rico, but I mean, obviously they would have an instant connection with you. But if there are, I'm sure there are famous people in Puerto Rico, or they follow certain people, right? Or there must be, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe some actors or actresses or songwriters or whatever that came from Puerto Rico that probably have a big following in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
What you could do is you could put those people in follow adder and start following their followers, which would probably be a lot of people in Puerto Rico. You know?
That I have to reactivate follow adder first of all, but yeah, my follow adder, I have to get it active. It's inactive right now.
Did your 6 months run out already?
Already.
Wow.
Already right now. It's inactive. But yeah, that's in the immediate future to be reactivated. Let's put it that way.
Cool.
I started making a little bit extra money now, so maybe in the next couple weeks I will be reactivating follow adder, and then
cool.
It will go into there. But yeah, and people in other states, there are states where people from Puerto Rico tend to go to, like
Miami.
Florida.
Actually, not Florida, but not Miami. Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Orlando more.
Armando, you're on it.
And Texas.
Doing
Really?
what in Orlando? Kissimmee. Oh my goodness.
Kissimmee?
Kissimmee is like, that's their own little town.
Yeah.
Oh.
It used to be more Orlando, but it's moved towards Kissimmee. In Dallas, there's a lot of Puerto Ricans, and in Houston.
New York?
New York is mostly Dominicans right now. There used to be Puerto Ricans a lot. Right now, it's a lot of Dominicans.
Mm.
Jersey has more Puerto Ricans.
All right, people, it's 45. Come on.
So, yeah, I've been looking into all that stuff, seeing what other states I can look into. So,
Right.
yeah. Because this is, I tell you, when I find I do have a hashtag that in my stories gets me about 100 views every time. So I'm using that one a lot, but it's really workouts at home translated to Spanish. So
Well, that's great.
It's not the best, but it's not a bad one.
Mm-hmm.
That's giving about 100 views every time I use it on my stories.
Well, that's cool. Okay, well, is there anything else that we need to talk about for our event next week?
Now how do you guys? I know it's personal invites, but is there let me ask this. Should I go out and just say, we're having this on, say, my like page?
Yeah,
or would you just do the personal invites?
You could, but yeah, your likelihood of getting people from just doing a post is probably very small. It really takes personal invites. And so like Jessica, I know you had, like, of the 3 that I did this week, you had probably the most people that actually showed up. How did you get them to show up?
To the call this
Yeah.
from our launch. I mentioned it, like you said, 24 to 48 hours prior. I was like, hey, I'm just letting you know I become a Beachbody coach. I've been using the product for a while, and as you've been following me, you saw my progress. I've lost 100 and blah 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 pounds, and this is the company, and I just wanted you guys to get an idea about it, and maybe you can see some opportunity as I did, and I just said, yeah, sure, and then. Or they said maybe, and I just kept on saying, okay, you said maybe, what about, is it a yes or no? And I just kept on messaging them. I was like, hey, I'm not meaning to be a bothersome, but I was consistent with them, like, continuing conversation with them all constantly. So I try to make it personal, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that's good. I think the follow-up is key. And really that's the only way I sell people challenge packs too, is it's just constantly following up with them. So did you have a chance to look at it? So what do you think? Of course they never say yes right away. So it's just,
yeah, I noticed that. No, there's only the one person that signed up for Beachbody On Demand right away, but she did not want to do the challenge pack. But everybody else is like, let me think about it, or let me see what my paycheck looks like. Because a lot of my friends, a lot of people that I have following me are stay-at-home moms just like me, and so we're usually only one income. So, I mean, $150 plus is not a small feat, So a lot of people have like, oh, I need time to budget that in, so you included, So.
But the good thing is if you can make them see the opportunity by inviting them to an event like this, right? If they can see that they can earn money and that it can be an investment, if you get them excited about the coaching opportunity, it's easy to convince them to buy a challenge pack. That's kind of like, okay, that's your investment, that's your buy-in into this business, but your income is now unlimited, right? You have unlimited potential, earning potential of what you can make. I mean, and that's what this business is, right? It's like, if you look at risk and reward, right? Like, what is your risk? Your risk is $160, right? And your reward is literally unlimited, right? There's so much that you can benefit out of this. And even that risk of $160, it's not like you're just investing that in the stock market and maybe we'll get nothing out of it. You're investing that in a challenge pack that you're going to get, and you're going to work out, and you're going to get healthy. And so it's just even more benefit and rewards. So it's really, it seems to me anyway, like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone doesn't sign up. It just.
The only another, what is the word for it? Objection, sorry. Another objection I get a lot of times for people not wanting to be a coach. They're like, well, Jessica, you have a story. You have a success story through the company. I'm just starting out. I still have this much, I have nothing that kind of, that's their objection about becoming an active coach. A lot of the time they're like, I just heard about Beachbody 5 minutes ago, and I just signed up for Beachbody On Demand, but I have no results yet. And you've lost 100 plus pounds, but I haven't. So, that's their objection with me a lot of the times too. They say they don't have results to mark off of or anything like that.
Right. But that's where you could say, well, sign up for the discount, work on yourself for 30 days, get those results, and then start sharing it with other people,
Okay. Yeah, see, that's what's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, because
that's why I'm tuning into these Tuesday calls, because I'm getting little tidbits I wouldn't have thought about myself.
Yeah, I mean, because like you can point it out to them. It's like, yeah, you can sign up as a customer, pay full price, for your Shakeology every month going forward. And not have the ability to refer other people to Beachbody for commissions. Or you can sign up as a coach for the discount, save 25% every single month, and you have the ability to refer people to Beachbody for a commission and the ability to start working the business at any point that you want. So when you kind of look at it that way, it's like, yeah,
sounds a lot more,
right.
Yeah, definitely.
And Greg, what was the name of the lady you had at the last Super Saturday? And and she does like all the Instagram, and her whole thing is like people not waiting until they reach their goal. She had on like black leather.
Tulin.
So that might be a person you might want to follow, because that's all. She's still on the journey.
Yeah.
She's in the shift shop thing, and that's her whole thing, is that don't wait until you've reached your goal. Share now.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Follow Tulin Emery.
30 pounds to lose, so yeah, 30-ish.
Right.
So.
Have you seen the Shift Shop videos yet?
I haven't. No.
Jessica, you haven't?
No, I haven't.
Check out the Shift Shop, quick shift, cardio, speed.
Proving Grounds?
Yeah, but it's the quick shift, the 15-minute one.
Oh, the free one.
Yeah, no, the free one is the 20 minutes. The prep week one. Tulin Emery, yes, it's the modifier on that one. Check that out.
Yeah.
And she's like what, 6-star diamond, 7-star diamond?
Yeah.
I just been doing lift 4. That's what I'm doing.
And there was a great video of the making of that where she broke down and she couldn't continue, and Chris and the whole staff got around her and they did it with her, right? They
cheered her on.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's awesome.
Just look for her, check that video, and you can tell people then, you know what? Those are just excuses. You don't want to tell them that, but
yeah. Oh yeah, I told everybody on my challenge group, I don't believe in excuses. If I believed in excuses, I wouldn't have lost 115 pounds. So that's why I always tell. I'm kind of like, that's my tough love. Sorry, guys.
Right. And a lot of people
Everybody has excuses, but I'm not going to give that reference here.
Right.
They're just like everything else.
A lot of people would want to do it with you. If you're still not at your goal and you invite people, hey, I need you to, join me, do this with me. We'll encourage each other. That's perfectly fine. I think that's probably more appealing than somebody who's super fit and saying, come join my challenge group,
Yeah, I agree to that, because I think a lot of people think I'm like super fit and they tell me that they can't keep up with me. But if you are starting and you're in your journey, you could draw attention and attract those people that are the same like you. Maybe a little overweight, maybe the same weight and struggling with the same thing. You guys could interact with one another versus them trying to, believe in you, knowing that they can do it themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because they see you as a super fit person, and then they need a lot of help because they look at it, I need a lot of work versus a day by day. So I think a lot of people get intimidated when I offer to help, because I don't go for fit people. I don't go for people that are, in the gym. I go for people that I know that need help. And they look at me like, well, of course you can do burpees. Look at how you look. And that's my wall.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah, but if they look back to how I was before, even though I showed them my before and after picture, they just look at it as, wow, it took you that long to get there. I have a long way to go.
Yeah.
It'll be easier to drag them along with you while they're in the same journey as well.
Yeah. And that's definitely a reason why a lot of people that are on my challenge group are here to begin with. It's just because they're like, I'm just so excited to be part of your journey. I've been watching, following you for almost a year now, and I just see how far you've come, and I want to be a piece of that. And so, yeah, but when I was 310 pounds, I remember going to the gym and my gym offered free personal trainers, and there were, they're very, very fit. Like, like I said, I could do a burpee without even blinking, and it was intimidating. I was just like, yeah, and it was also like, I don't know their past, but your first assumption is like, they don't know where I'm at. They have no idea how hard it is for me to even bend over, let alone do a burpee. So I don't think they know how to relate with me at this point. So yeah, definitely understand that. So been at that point, been there. I would say, now where I'm at now, where I've lost, this amount of weight, and I still got a place to get, there's somewhere to go, or still have ways to go. I still say, like being somebody that's super fit and looking back at me, I was before, I'd be like, hey, you can get the body you want as long as you, push yourself. It's all about the journey, not the destination. That's just life in itself. So I've been doing a lot. I always call it my journey. So.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. And I was just thinking that if you tried, let's say the last one that we had, if you tried inviting people and going the fitness route, right? It's like, hey, we want to talk to you about coaching and or getting involved in a fitness program, and you didn't have luck, try the business route. I mean, it's like, Connie, how many truckers do you know that would like to make some more extra money, as a side business?
Yeah, I've even got one right now that he's asking me a lot of questions, and he just gave me his email today to send him some videos and that.
Right, and don't do that. Just say 8:30 Tuesday. Yeah. Be there.
Well, the biggest issue that I am finding is a lot of truckers were a lot like I was. They have no computer skills. A lot of them would rather have a flip phone than a smartphone.
Well, you can always give them the dial-in number, I mean, obviously it would be better if they have a smartphone, they can see it, they can see our slides, but if they can't do that, then just have them dial in.
Okay.
And did everybody get their $1.6 billion tickets? So I might not be here because I'm going to win. So,
you would still be there, Greg. You wouldn't know what to do with yourself otherwise.
$700 million after taxes. Believe me, I already looked it up.
Okay, well, because Beachbody income will be peanuts at that point, and
well, what did they say? Even the cash payout, something like
$700 million after taxes.
Yeah,
if the cash paid. Yeah.
Yeah, my Amanda.
Or anything.
Every time I say it's like 1.6 billion or whatever, when it was 1 billion, she's like, "Well, the payout's only 400 million," and I'm like,
"Oh
yeah." What could we do with 400 million?
Right.
I have a lot of Beachbody family I could share it with, I'm sure.
Yeah, everyone on the
you
call.
never have to do technology. You just hire people to do it.
Yes, absolutely. So, all right, guys, let's wrap up. Let's get off here and start. Yeah, reach out to me or Brian if you need help with your inviting or you need help with your script or how to talk to people. Just reach out to us and we'll help you. But start thinking about people that you can invite. And, it's more important, like, commit to having 5 people on the call, And if that means just inviting 10 people, great. If that means inviting 200 people, then do it. Just get 5 people on the call. So
yeah, I managed to have 2 that were, right up until the day of, and then they were like, "Oh, I'm doing this," or "Oh, I'm doing that," and I'm like, "Shoot."
Well, maybe this time they will. So
yeah.
All right, guys.